Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark, and we're back here for the afternoon call. I had to think about that one for a second. So it's Wednesday afternoon, midweek, and we're really the indices, all of them, the SPYs, the Qs, the IWMs, the Russell, they've been hanging above their breakout levels basically for the last week and a half. And albeit it's not the most exciting tape right this second, but they are hanging above there, and I know today we got a little bit, I think the first day closed red on the NASDAQ in 10 days, which I think actually is healthier. Most of it probably was Apple, but on the other side, most of on the upside, as CNBC has noted, has been Apple also. So overall, I have the spiders up, looks fine, a day of rest, a little digestion, nothing wrong with that. Qs, same thing. A little, one more day of digestion, probably ready to go again. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little downdraft somewhere in there. I saw the VIX spike up, and I was talking about it on the chat. We'll see if that can try to find some sort of liftoff. I don't know. I mean, right now stocks, they are taking turns. It's hard because they're not keeping you awake for the most part. But today, you had Facebook recovering nicely. Maybe not ready for prime time, testing new highs, but probably another week or so. It's getting close. But then you had Netflix, right at highs at one point, and closed a little below there, but overall looks good. Amazon, same thing, and actually it's a new closing high, yearly high, so that looks really good. Didn't close quite on the high for the day, but overall it's a new daily high, so that's a good sign. Google had a nice recovery, and I think some YouTube revenues came out. So it just seems like we're hanging in there. Oil, which looked bad today, and now all of a sudden just recovered. And so there's a bid. There's definitely a bid underneath this tape. However you want to look at it. Doesn't mean you can't make money. It doesn't mean you can't make some gyrations, but across the board there's a bid. Apple, it seems like every time money gets put out of Apple, it goes into everything else. And you can just see, second red day for Apple. Holding roughly the 10-day, had a little bit of, panic for a minute. Panic is all relative. The stock is up a lot for the year. If it gaps down tomorrow, probably a buying opportunity in my opinion, but most likely it might just gap up a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see. Other notables, biotechs, you had PCYC on some news today. That since the breakout has been just unbelievable. And, again, you got to be in the right biotechs, but PCYC is the one. I know REGN has been hanging in there, Celgene. They all seem like they're at highs, but you still have to be in the right one. I know today was on everybody's radar, closed nicely, broke obviously a descending channel. I think had some news, interesting products certainly. Probably needs a little bit of a break at this point in time. But we'll have to wait and see. LinkedIn woke up a little bit. We'll have to see if that's ready for prime time. You never know. That's the key. You got to probably be in a little bit just so when it does go, you're involved. But you really don't know which and when these stocks are going to wake up. But LinkedIn did, it seems like it rested enough that it might be ready to wake up by week's end. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case. Across the board. Baba had a day today, but again, nothing there yet. Could be breaking possibly a descending channel, maybe above 87.50 if you're looking at it, but I'm not that excited about it. But it is, for long term, I think it's probably, at levels you look to buy it, but you want the chart to actually look a little better for us to really get involved. Home Depot had some earnings today, didn't close, I think it was Home Depot. No, it was Lowe's today. Home Depot was yesterday. Didn't close great, but they're still hanging in there. I know I've been people ask me about Costco, play of the week. It's just hanging here. It's not the most exciting stock in the world, unfortunately, but, I don't think it needs to be overtraded. You have levels, and that's it. And you set it and forget it. And that's really how you have to trade some of these stocks. That's where we're at in this tape. That's where we're at in the market. And that's really what I'm seeing. Some of the security stocks had another up day, but cyber, didn't close great. So, probably needs some digestion. Obviously, it's probably going to just get very tight over the next few days. Faye actually looks a little better, but I think much of the same. Faye is not certainly as extended as Cyber, but overall might need to take a break here or there. We'll have to wait and see. Some of the retailers, I know Under Armour has been acting fine. I've been in Kate Spade in the swing. I'm purposely in the swing. I'm not even talking about it. I'm not touching it. It's just one of those grinders, up 30 cents a day, down 30 cents. Not as exciting as some of us want to see, but I'm involved with it. Something that we've been talking about, and people asked me about it today, so that's why I mentioned it. Data ready for prime time. Not sure, but I think 95 to 97 is the area you probably have to get involved with. Got involved a little bit today. Obviously, a trigger above 100 might make a move to 105 at some point in time. We'll have to wait and see. And Priceline, obviously, just to close out the call, had a good day. And it looks like it's going to knock on 1300. And then along that route, Expedia looks great, and some of these others. I'm just, in the camp that it seems like we're holding this bid. As long as we hold this bid, you got to, on these pullbacks, you got to look to get involved in a lot of these stocks, and that's the key. Versus trying to talk about it right at highs, that doesn't seem to be paying a lot of people. Hence, I got involved a little bit in Z today, and you could say it looks bad, and again, I'm not going to debate that, but using a $2 stop at 110ish and trying to get it around here for a move that was back to 133, again, it's a matter of how you like to trade, where you like to look, and really that's the key to trading 101. You got to know what you're good at, know where you want to be, and then try to execute accordingly. And I'm just seeing a lot more, risk versus reward plays buying on these pullbacks. Usually best in breed, maybe Z's not in that category, but it still looks fine to me. But, of the PANWs, of the Datas, of the Netflix, of the, even Google in that category, certainly Amazon, Intuit, ACAM actually is probably one that might be ready tomorrow because it had 3 days down and right at the 10 days. So I'm not involved with it, but it's something you should be looking at. We've had good earnings, and that's how I'm looking at these stocks, something that has good earnings. Try to get it on a pullback, a little bit of a base. Most of the times these stocks base more than they just go make a new V high, but you never know, and that's why you always have to be prepared. Stay tuned to the VTF tomorrow. I think Scott will be back tomorrow morning. Hope you had a good day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.